The internet's on fire again. Rumors, interviews, leaked emails. And somehow, Diddy and Magic Johnson's names are back in the same headline. People are calling it the HIV circle, the industry secret, and a dozen other things. But before we go any further, let's get one thing straight. Everything discussed here is alleged or based on public speculation. I'm not here to prove rumors. I'm here to break down why stories like this blow up, where they come from, and what they say about celebrity culture and the internet itself. To understand this storm, we have to rewind. Back in 1991, Magic Johnson shocked the world when he announced he had HIV. It was one of the biggest health revelations in pop culture history, and it completely changed how people talked about the virus. Magic became an advocate, a symbol of hope, and proof that HIV didn't have to be a death sentence. Meanwhile, Sean "Diddy" Combs built a reputation for power, parties, and controversy. He's been one of the most talked about figures in hip-hop, a mogul whose name always finds its way into whispers about money, fame, and excess. Now fast forward to today. Social media detectives and gossip pages are stitching old footage, old interviews, and wild new claims into one viral narrative. One that links Magic Johnson, Diddy, and a supposed secret circle inside the industry. So what exactly are people saying? Across YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter, videos are popping up claiming that Diddy's famous parties hid darker behavior, that celebrities were drawn into reckless lifestyles that led to disease and betrayal. One of the loudest voices pushing this theory is singer Jaguar Wright, who's been giving interviews for years about alleged Hollywood secrets. She recently hinted that Magic Johnson might have had deeper connections to Diddy's scene than the public ever knew. Now, again, these are rumors, not proven facts. But that hasn't stopped millions of people from clicking, commenting, and creating entire storylines around them. Because, let's be honest, the combination of fame, scandal, and health revelations is clickbait gold. Why do stories like this explode overnight? Part of it is nostalgia. People who grew up in the 90s remember Magic's press conference and Diddy's rise to power. Hearing their names together again triggers curiosity. Another part is the psychology of rumor. When information feels hidden, audiences fill in the blanks. Every exclusive source or leaked message becomes fuel. And social media algorithms reward outrage and shock, not accuracy. There's also the layer of stigma. For decades, HIV was wrongly tied to shame and secrecy. So when those old fears mix with celebrity gossip, people can't look away. It's not just about what's true, it's about what feels scandalous. But here's the real conversation we need to have. When creators repeat unverified claims about someone's medical history or private life, it can do serious damage, not just to that person, but to everyone living with the same condition. Magic Johnson spent decades turning his diagnosis into education and awareness. If we twist that story into another conspiracy, we risk undoing the progress he helped create. And when we spread rumors about who gave who a disease, we're feeding stigma, not truth. That's why responsible commentary matters. We can talk about how these stories work without turning real people into punchlines. Look past the headlines, and you'll see a bigger issue. The culture of celebrity fascination. Fans want transparency. The media wants views. And gossip channels sit right in the middle. The result? A rumor ecosystem that runs on emotion more than evidence. But maybe that's also an opportunity. A chance to talk about how misinformation spreads, how fame distorts truth, and how quickly empathy disappears once a story goes viral. So, the next time you see another expose about your favorite star, ask yourself, who benefits from the clicks? is this about truth or about traffic? Because in the end, the real lesson from the Magic Johnson story isn't scandal. It's survival, education, and learning how to separate fact from fiction. Stay curious, but stay critical. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.